Welcome. In this session, you'll be guided into a calm, focused state of relaxation where your mind can open to positive suggestions and healing thoughts. Do not listen to this recording or participate while driving, operating machinery, or performing any task that requires your full attention. This meditation induces a state of focused awareness and deep relaxation, which may impair your ability to respond to your current environment. The following session is intended for relaxation, personal development, and general well-being. It is not a substitute for medical or psychological treatment. If you have a diagnosed mental condition or are currently under the care of a physician or are unsure if this meditation is right for you, please consult a qualified professional before proceeding. Thank you. You can begin just by noticing the gentle rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. There's nothing you need to change about it, just letting it be exactly as it is. Effortless, natural, already happening, and perhaps you're sitting or lying down or maybe just settling in. Allowing yourself to arrive here now, noticing the way stillness might begin to find you, like a soft breeze that you don't have to chase. Just feel it and let it find its own way to you. There's no need to rush, because in this moment there's truly nowhere else to be. Nothing to prove, nothing to fix. Only this gentle unfolding of your own awareness. And maybe as you listen, you can begin to feel a quiet sense of being held, supported by whatever is beneath you, whether it's a chair or a bed or even the earth itself. Always there, always steady, without needing your permission, just holding you as you begin to let go. And you might notice, without even trying, that your eyes feel a little heavier or a little softer, or maybe they have already started to close all on their own, as if something deep inside you already knows how to drift inward, how to settle into this gentle stillness. And as that begins to happen, you may begin to turn inward just a little more, the way a flower begins to close in the evening, not to shut out the world, but to rest to restore, to remember what it means or simply be. And as you continue, you might find that things can begin to shift in quiet ways without any effort, without needing to try, because part of you already knows how to find its way back to calm, how to let go a little more with each breath, and maybe, just maybe, you can allow that knowing to deepen as your body begins to relax and your thoughts begin to slow, like clouds drifting across the endless sky. No need to follow them, just noticing and returning again and again to that gentle rhythm, to that quiet center, to that place inside you that's always been there, just waiting. And with each breath, you can go just a little bit deeper, not because you have to, not because I say so, but simply because something within you might already be choosing to go there, to drift gently toward that quiet place inside where stillness lives, where healing simply begins to happen all on its own. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't even need to understand, because part of you already knows how to ease into that space when nothing is expected of you and everything is allowed to soften. Some people, as they relax, notice a certain heaviness or lightness. It might begin with the hands or the feet, or maybe in the chest. A kind of gentle letting go, like warm sand supporting the body, waves on the seashore, soft breeze lifting and carrying whatever no longer needs to be held. And maybe you feel that now, or maybe it's beginning in some quiet way, just beneath the surface, the way twilight begins, almost before you notice. Sometimes the mind begins to drift like a feather floating on a breeze, or a leaf carried by a stream, and it's perfectly okay to let go of trying to follow, because there's nowhere you need to go and nowhere you need to be but here. The other part of you can begin to rest now, to settle back like a book gently placed on a shelf, as something deeper, something older, something wiser begins to listen in a different way. There's nothing you need to do but allow this moment to be just as it is, allow the breath to carry you just a little further into whatever comes next. And if you find yourself noticing things you weren't aware of before, that's okay too. Because often when the surface quiets, the deeper water begin to speak. So now you might just let that deeper part of you take the lead. Let it show you what it knows. Let it bring to you exactly what you need in whatever way feels right for you. And as that begins to happen, you simply continue breathing, resting, drifting right into that place where ease begins to grow from the inside out. As you stay there, I'd like to tell you a story about someone. Perhaps you know who that is, or maybe someone not so different from you, who once carried something, a kind of weight, a pain that lived not just in the body, but somewhere deeper. The kind of pain that doesn't always show on the outside, but lingers quietly inside. And they didn't set out to fix it or even understand it. They just found themselves wandering through a quiet forest without a map, without a plan, just walking, because sometimes something in us just needs to move, even when we don't know where we are going. And maybe you can imagine that feeling of walking, the hush of leaves beneath the feet, the way the light filters through the trees, patterns dancing across the path, planes flying across the sky, like memories flickering in and out of awareness. And it was there, in that quiet space between one step and the next, that they came upon a tree, old, older than remembering, a presence more than a thing, a kind of being that had weathered more than words could ever say. Its bark was rough, some of it burned, cracked, even hollow in places, and yet still it stood. Still it reached upward and outward, its roots disappearing deep into the soil where no one could see, and yet there was life, still moving, still growing in every single branch. And perhaps it's not important how long they stood there or what thoughts passed through, because something else began to stir, something quieter, deeper, a kind of remembering, not with the mind, but with something older than the mind. They sat without needing to speak, And the tree didn't offer answers, didn't try to heal or fix the change. It simply was unapologetically whole, exactly as it was, scars and everything. And maybe you can understand in your own way how powerful that can be. To simply be, to not hide the hurt or cover the cracks, but to let the light move through them anyway. And there, in that silence, a memory came, or perhaps it was more of a feeling, a flicker of warmth, a sound, or an image, laughter, or the sense of being held not by anyone else but from within you. And maybe tears came, and maybe they didn't. But if they did, it was kind of weeping that doesn't wash something away, but reveals something deeper underneath. Because sometimes what pours out isn't sadness at all, but something else, something like love, something like light, still alive, still glowing, still theirs, still yours. And maybe that traveler, whoever they were, didn't leave the forest fixed, but different. Not because the tree changed them, but because something in them finally remembered how to grow again. You don't have to know what that might mean for you. Not yet. Because part of you may already be listening in that quiet, deep way that only the deeper mind can hear. And somewhere inside you, there may be, or perhaps always has been, a part that's beginning to remember. Not with words, not with thoughts, but with something deeper, older, wiser, a knowing that doesn't need to explain itself because it simply is. A quiet awareness that love, real love, doesn't end. It may shift, change shape, soften, or become something unexpected. But it never disappears. It flows from form to form, from memory to presence, from longing to becoming. And maybe you're noticing now, or maybe just allowing that pain is not here to punish you, not here to define you, but to open a passage, a doorway into something new, a new understanding, a kind of soft breaking that makes room for more light and you, because you're not broken, even if something has felt shattered or lost. You're not broken. You are becoming, changing like clay shaped by time and weather, like rivers carving new paths through the ancient stone. And maybe now you can begin to feel just the faintest trace of strength beginning to return. Not loud, not sudden, but quiet and sure, like the way of a flower turns again toward the sun, not because it has to, but because something in it knows how. And maybe, without needing to name it, you can feel something old gently being released, like leaves falling from a tree that no longer needs them, not forced, just ready. And in that space that opens, something new may already be stirring. Small, soft, perhaps still unformed, but alive, being born, not all at once, but moment by moment, breath by breath. There's no need to rush it. It knows its own time, and all you need to do is allow it to emerge in its own quiet way, because healing isn't always a moment. Sometimes it's a movement, a return, a remembering, a homecoming to yourself. And as that movement continues, you may find that you don't have to understand how this happens, only feel that it is already happening. And even after this moment has passed, after the sounds fade and the silence returns, something within you may continue to unfold in ways you don't have to watch or manage or even understand, because healing doesn't always announce itself. It moves quietly beneath the surface, in dreams you don't remember, in thoughts you didn't know had shifted, in the spaces between words, and in those unexpected moments, a glance, a breath, a song you hadn't heard in years, that suddenly means something new. Maybe tomorrow, or the next day, or someday far off, when you're not even thinking about any of this, you'll pause for no particular reason and just feel different, a little clearer, a little stronger, a little more you. And you won't need to explain it, because the change will already be living in you, like a quiet truth that asks for no permission, only space. So, in the days ahead, when you notice the sky has that certain kind of light, when the breeze brushes past you, you hear a piece of music that begins to find its way right into your chest, and that immediately become a smile, not always with your lips, but from the deep knowing place inside you. And maybe without even trying, you'll begin to hear something gentle within you, whispering, or maybe just a feeling, yes, something is shifting. I am healing. Not all at once, but steadily and effortlessly, like the tides, like the turning of seasons. Like a part of you that never forget how to begin again. And even now, that beginning is still unfolding. So whatever comes next, you might just trust that something within you knows exactly how to carry it. And for now, you can gently rest in that knowing. And in a few moments, you may find yourself beginning to return, not all at once, but gradually and gently, as if waking from a dream, bringing with you everything that has been helpful, everything that has softened or shifted or begun to heal, and anything that no longer serves you. Old weight, old stories, old pain, those can be left behind now, without effort, like breath leaving the body, like leaves drifting from a branch in autumn. Quietly, naturally. No need to hold on, no need to resist. And as you begin to return, you can bring with you a sense of clarity or calm, or maybe just the feeling that something inside has changed in a way that feels real and lasting. You might begin to take a slightly deeper breath now. Feel the air move through you, like life itself gently waking up within you. You might notice your fingers or your toes wanting to stretch or wiggle just a little as you become more aware of the space around you, the sounds, the light, the sense of being here now, rooted and present and safe. And when the time feels right for you, only when it feels right, you allow your eyes to open softly, easily, bringing with you that quiet strength, that gentle awareness, that deep knowing that your heart, in its own time, in its own way, is finding its way home, and maybe it already is.